is the October market report for Southeast Michigan. And in October, the activity level followed just about what we thought it would follow. We did get a bit of a surprise in that the written business was actually up over last September, look at September-December comparisons, which will reflect probably some good closings therefore when those transactions actually close in October, November, and into December. But overall, the market is showing that it is settling a little bit, which is what we had expected. We're hearing from our sales associates really across all price ranges that we're seeing activity levels settle a little bit, buyer demand settle a little bit. Inventories are rising really at all price points, even the under 250 market range, they're still rising. And so there's more listings to choose from, buyers have more opportunities. And all of this is sort of wrapped around the reality that the market is still very strong. It's just that we're coming off of some very strong activity levels and really record peak activity levels last year in 2013. And the spring of 2014, we had that combination of the weather, of the winter, pushing activity up even further. And we saw that jump in June and July activity and closings. But overall, we're seeing activity pretty strong. And one of the things that we're seeing is a sort of an adjustment to the market. There's sort of a thing to be cautious about. Is we saw at the upper end beginning last month, and we're seeing it in other price ranges, is that listing prices are settling down a little bit. In some cases, values are actually settling down a little bit. And we think this is because the activity was so strong and inventories were so scarce this past spring and particularly last year, that values probably rose faster than the economic conditions would have dictated, and therefore settling a little bit. We think that this is just, all markets jump all over the place, and you get the extreme jumps that we saw in the recession for home values, but whether it's stocks, housing, any investment, things jump around a little bit. So we think this is just one of those corrections, minor corrections that happen in any market. But we do still see that values, if you look at the charts, values are consistently rising. And we think that although there may be a correction this fall and maybe this winter, overall 2015 home values will be higher than 2014, as 14 was higher than 13. So we think overall the trends are still very strong. We just think that there's some caution going into this year, and that buyer demand has been released. Not all of it, but most of it's been released. We're still likely, as we said last month, to maybe see a nice jump in activity in spring. But if you're a seller thinking of selling, remember though the activity level may settle in the fall and winter, you do have the advantage when you sell your home of using the comparable sales, those high prices that occurred last spring, for your sale. So there is an opportunity and advantage of selling in the fall and winter. Because the price range difference between a winter sale and a summer or spring sale is not that great. It has been in the past, this past spring and the spring of 2013. Again, that was because the market was pretty wild and adjusting. But now that we've settled, the ranges are not going to be quite as wild as we've seen. But overall, we're looking for a strong fall. It'll feel weaker because we're coming off some really wild numbers, but historically, looking at where we've been, it's going to be a great fall and a pretty strong winter as well. Thanks.